9. Deputy Dara Calleary, please.
Thank you, Concurrer. Minister, over the last few days, the discussions and negotiations around Brexit have been frantic, to say the least. The Taoiseach said yesterday that he is confident that a deal can be negotiated, and that is something that everybody in this House wants for our country and for the people of our country. However, outside his assurances, there is huge uncertainty in the air, and depending on what reports you read or what radio interview you listen to, that uncertainty, that degree of uncertainty, is variable. And that uncertainty is hugely worrying for every citizen on our island, but is especially worrying and especially urgent for businesses across the island who are crucially dependent on certainty, particularly in relation to supply chains to the United Kingdom and uncertainty regarding a hassle-free land bridge across the UK into markets in Europe and beyond. Due to that uncertainty, businesses in this island are already losing contracts as they cannot give certainty for 2019 in terms of their supply chain into the UK and beyond the UK across that line bridge. And losing contracts means opportunities being lost employment-wise. Losing contracts means people will be discommoded in terms of employment. Losing contracts is an absolute no-no, that we have to pay the price of this British Brexit folly. Taoiseach was on the radio this morning and he was telling us there's no need to panic, that he agreed with the Taoiseach and, quote-unquote, was confident a deal can be done. However, President Tusk is saying, quote-unquote, that there are no grounds for optimism, and he's calling again on Prime Minister May to break the impasse and to bring forward new proposals. Our ambassador to the UK, Adrian O'Neill, addressed the British and Royal Irish Academy and said it was disappointing and concerning that there had not been more progress made on Northern Ireland. Ambassador O'Neill also said that the British were, to use his phrase, backsliding over the issue of Northern Ireland backstop by demanding that it be time limited. He went on to say it is not consistent with what was agreed last December and March. Minister, I want to ask you, as a former Minister for Foreign Affairs, somebody who was involved in the early stages of these negotiations, do you agree with Ambassador O'Neill's assessment of the current situation? And finally, given that President Tusk has written to all Member States asking every Member State to prepare for a no-deal Brexit, what plans have our government in place for business, for citizens, for employees regarding UK-Ireland supply chains and the land bridge across the UK into key markets in Europe and beyond?
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister.
I too concur.
Deputy Cleary.
Thank you, Minister. I appreciate all those supports are in place, but what we need is certainty. What business needs is certainty. And no amount of supports or LEOs or meetings in Monaghan will help a business who cannot give certainty to their clients in the UK or beyond about supply chains. And we need urgency around concluding these talks to put a deal in place to give that certainty. Again, I ask you for your comments and your thoughts on Ambassador O'Neill's remarks, particularly in relation that the British are backsliding over the issue of the Northern Ireland backstop and that their position is not consistent with what was agreed. Is that a shared government position? And again, Minister, what is your own instinct in relation to the timeline on this? You were involved in the early stages of this. You are still involved from a security point of view. We need to show to Irish business that we understand the pressures that we are under, that political drama might fill papers and sell papers and give breaking news, but certainty is needed for decisions that affect real lives to be taken, not in December, not in January, not in February.
Thank you, Deputy.